again, it's me, Dr. Jess B. Welcome back. What do you do when you feel like you're not enough? There are a lot of times in dentistry that we run into situations where we feel like we may be inadequate or we weren't trained enough. We start regretting some of the decisions that we make due to failures because they're inevitable. I think that a lot of people have this idea that you graduate from dental school and everything's going to go perfect. Every time you place a resin filling, there will never be a patient that has sensitivity post-op. Every time you cement a crown, there will never be a crown that comes off. There will never be a bite that's too high. In reality, we're going to face these situations on a regular basis. So how do you respond? How do you recover at the end of every day? Well, I just wanted to go ahead and give you some tips on what worked best for me and how you can make sure that no matter what, you come out on top. So the first thing that you should do is always give yourself pep talks. What I mean by that is if you have a situation coming up and you feel that it may not be favorable due to, let's say, a patient that you did an extraction on is coming back into the office because they have post-op sensitivity, take a step back and just realize what the situation actually is. The patient is having some post-op discomfort. Is it your fault? Not necessarily. Now, you may have had a traumatic extraction or it could have been atraumatic and the patient just didn't follow your post-op instructions properly. But the reality of the situation is they're the reason why the tooth had to be extracted, whether it been something that they ate, whether or not there was decay, or any type of parafunctional habit. At the end of the day, it is not your problem. You're just the person there to solve it. It requires that you keep a level head and realize that their problem is not yours. You're just the problem solver. So once you realize that, you won't take on the frustrations that come along with feeling like it's your fault that they're back in the chair again after you've worked on them before. At the end of the day, even if you feel that way, your heart is in the right place, and that just says that you have some compassion and empathy, which is wonderful and it's going to take you far. But you got to make sure that you realize that it's their problem and not yours. Number 2, make sure you find the good in every day. There are wonderful days and there are horrible days in dentistry. And I'm sure that many of you have experienced it even in clinic at school. You've had days where things go extremely well and you feel on top of the world, and then there are times when you feel like deep down in the dumps. And it just translates over into real dentistry as well. But you have to find the good in every day. So one of the practices that I got really good at in the past year is finding a win for each day. So at the end of every day, you think about how that day went and find that win. So let's say if every treatment that you did didn't go as planned and patients had to wait longer in the waiting room, or patients have post-op discomfort and you're frustrated, still find the win in that day. What is the win? The win in that day may be that you were able to get some patient out the door on time, or a patient you were able to get out of pain, or you were able to seat crowns the same day. You try to find something that you can hold on to make that day worthwhile. Basically finding the silver lining, because at the end of the day, even if it boils down to the fact that you actually have a job, I mean, that's good in and of itself. The fact that you actually have a career in dentistry, because many people have fought to get into dental school and have yet to get that coveted seat and that acceptance letter. So the fact that you're actually practicing dentistry and doing it on a daily basis and you have a job, that's something to be grateful for too. So find something that you're grateful for and make sure that you focus on that at the end of the day, especially on the days that are rough. Number 3, document what areas of dentistry you struggle with. So let's say you run into a situation during a day and you have never encountered it before and you don't know exactly what to do. Start documenting those areas so that you can look up continuing education courses that can supplement education for you so that you're able to tackle it with confidence the next go round. And what I mean by that is, let's say you don't know how to use a specific material that's in the office and you're noticing that things are not working out the way that you intended. Look up the material, find some continuing education courses on biomaterials so that you can refresh on exactly how these things work. Because honestly, when I was in dental school, for me personally, this is an area that I've looked into a little more. In school we did biomaterials and I learned it and I spit the information back out for the exam, and then after that it didn't remain in my brain. Only a little bit of things here or there, but I think that moving forward in dentistry, biomaterials is very, very important, especially if you're going to make sure that you have high quality work and work that's going to have great long-term prognosis. So moving forward, I would say that you greatly benefit from doing more research or taking continuing education courses regarding biomaterials so that you can make sure you're effective no matter what materials you're using chairside. Number 4, find an inspirational quote, scripture, or saying to help you kickstart your day. Those are very, very important. Even if you're listening to a podcast on the way to work, something that's going to help keep your mind in a positive direction. Sometimes it's hard to have a positive mindset when going to work every day, especially if something bad happened the day before, but you have to renew your mind daily. How you renew your mind daily is using tools like inspirational quotes, sayings, or Bible scriptures if you're Christian, or verses from the Quran if you're Muslim, to help you get your mind in the right perspective moving forward so that you have a wonderful day. A lot of times our day is controlled by how we feel. So if you're feeling like it's going to be a bad day, it's probably going to be a bad day. But if you're feeling like, hey, this day is going to be great, there's nothing that can get in your way and stop you from having a great day. With those, I would like to say, continue to be your best cheerleader. Sometimes you look for a pat on the back from other people, especially if you're working an associateship with a senior doctor, but sometimes you might not get that. And moving forward, pat yourself on the back and make it happen. Until next time, peace, love, and dentistry. For more videos and the latest updates, don't forget to subscribe.